What is up? This is Tower Fox Gaming, and this is going to be a tour of the entire city of Titan City. Someone actually suggested that I do something like this. That person was, I'm going to check, Caden271 wanted me to do a tour and thought it would be a good idea, and I thought it was a good idea too, since not everyone can download cities or can't download maps in general for the Xbox for some reason or another. And so I thought it'd be cool to give a tour, just if in case they're interested in what it is and what the build looks like. So here it is, Titan City Beta 3. This is the download that's actually going to be, I'm going to be releasing it tonight, because I said that after I'm done the Let's Build, I will be releasing I'll be releasing a download, and I didn't release that automatically with the last episode of the Let's Build because I was doing the time-lapse, and I thought it'd be cool to include that skyscraper that I built in the time-lapse with the download. So it's going to be Titan City Beta 3, which was also the name that Caden thought of, I think. Or no, someone else thought of the name, but Beta 3 sounds cool because the last one was Beta 2. It would only make sense. It's built by me. This is not a PC port. This map is Xbox native. This map is still under construction. Houses by Chevy Life 2020, and I'll show his awesome houses in a second. The World Trade Center is by me and VGM Nick. He did interiors as well as New York skyscrapers. He was one of the first people to kind of set up their office floors, and ZG iMagics did a really cool lobby for the 3 World Trade Center. He did the furnishing and all that stuff, and he also helped me out on my first build, the West Egg City, which I'm going to be releasing the completed version soon. I haven't forgotten about that. But anyway, let's get started on this. This is where you spawn, like I said, or did I say that? I don't know. It's not a very friendly looking spawn. It's like some creepy back alley on a low-rise, I don't know, office building. I really wasn't thinking of the spawn as something like really big, so I just kind of like built the city, and wherever the spawn was, that's where it was. Turned out to be here, which isn't really a bad part of town. It's just kind of like a bunch of little office buildings and stuff like that. Medium density, I guess, shops and stuff like that. As well as some bigger office buildings. You got fire stations, you got hospital or medical clinics, I guess. Let's see. There's also a creepy hotel that actually, I was kind of proud of myself because if you know me, I'm terrible at the redstone. So when I did this, I was all sorts of happy. Are you ready for this? See these little torches? When I do that, it turns on one at a time. It reminded me of something in like a horror movie where like the lights ominously turn on one at a time, revealing a creepy hallway or something, I don't know, where ghosts pop out. But this is a spooky hotel, and it's getting dark, which is alright. This city looks pretty cool at dark. This is one of the newer buildings. It actually has a model of the entire city. My voice just cracked. Because I really wanted to see what the skyline looked like, or get an idea of what it would look like, because the render distance is not very good. But shortly after I built this, I actually imported the map to a PC and changed it to a PC map and got to render the skyline in its entirety, and that's actually the thumbnail of the Let's Build a Skyscraper series, is a render of Titan City's entire skyline. This is a gas station that actually blows up. There is TNT in the floor, so don't light that on fire or it'll explode and I'll be unhappy and have to rebuild it. This is the IBM building. There is a lot of movie references and movie Easter eggs in this map. I'll show you one. Actually got pretty popular on a site called Reddit. I took pictures of it. A lot of people liked it. Let's see, it's like the midway up the building, I think. There's like a taller, yes. Let's see. HAL. I built the supercomputer from 2001: A Space Odyssey. HAL, HAL 9000. And there's a whole controversy about the movie and how HAL was kind of like a I guess a parody of IBM, which was like the big computer manufacturer at the time, because HAL, like, let's see, IBM, H, like HAL is all the letters before IBM, so H is, after H is I, A, B, and L, M. So everyone thought that they were kind of like taking a stab at IBM, but really it was kind of a coincidence, and Stanley Kubrick was embarrassed. A little fun tidbit, but back to the tour. Sorry if I get off topic and drag this out, but yep, pretty much little shops, little office buildings. Here's a cool little pool, like a city pool, I guess, indoor pool, complete with those cool little mushrooms that all the places have. There's a place where I used to swim when I was little that had one of those giant plastic mushrooms that had water come out the top, and it was cool, kind of like a little waterfall. Here is a hot tub for the old people to relax their aged bones. Diving board, standard pool stuff, nothing too special. What else is there? I think that's it in terms of the little tiny stores. Let's move now to the high school, which is vaguely modeled after my high school, although my high school is brick. This is kind of like a modern version of my high school. I was building this, I actually started building this while I was in high school, but now I'm not. I am now a freshman in college, but still, and now I feel kind of silly building this. I feel like I should have built a college, which I did, but I don't know. It's weird. High school was a weird time. It was fun though. I really liked high school, which is why I built a high school. And as you can see over here, Titan High School. Very creative name. Pretty much everything, and that was sarcasm, everything's pretty much Titan something something. Like Titan City Police Department. This is the headquarters, the giant egg building with the helipad in the back. As you can see, I'll do like a little, I don't know, pan, I guess. And the architecture of this building was inspired by a friend of mine. I'm thinking Boom Boom Baby. I think he's now Kenichi Rara. I visited his city. He has a futuristic city, a lot more futuristic than this one. This one's kind of modern. His is like not too distant future to somewhat distant future. And I got a lot of the interior inspiration as well as the cool backlit walls like this. I got those ideas from his world, and I thank him for that, and I give him a shout out. In here, we kind of cross this bridge into the jail/interrogation room. Here's the interrogation room. Very nice. This is where the bad guy sits. There's where Commissioner Gordon sits. These are the jail cells. Where there is another Easter egg that's movie related or play related, but I won't give that away. Here's Titan Broadcast Center? Yeah, that's right. The Titan Broadcast Center, and I will show you why I call it that. This is the third tallest building in the map, and I think it was pretty cool. It was actually originally just going to be one tall building like this. This like addition right here that I'm pointing at was kind of an afterthought. The building looked too slender and it was too boring, so I kind of added this weird hourglass thing, kind of appendage, and it ended up looking pretty cool. I really like it and how it turned out. I also like these kind of sky balcony stuff. I don't know. as well as this new addition to the building. I kind of made the top a little less boring. I don't know if I like it or not, but it looks pretty cool, I guess. And like I said, I wanted to have wood floors, but I didn't want it to burn down, so I put these safety sandstone floors every 5 floors. So the most floors that can burn are only 5 floors, and then it gets stopped. The fire gets stopped by these fireproof sandstone floors. And this is why I call it the broadcast center. This is Titan City Action News. This is like the newsroom. These are poorly made cameras. This is where the news anchors sit. This is the green screen for the weather. In high school, I actually kind of worked with the school's newsroom and worked a bunch of consoles, which I kind of recreated over here with just buttons and levers and stuff like that. So I kind of modeled it after the high school newsroom that I worked in for a little bit. But on to the next building. I don't want to stay too long at each build and prolong this video. This is Titan City. This is the Titan City. This is the Titan Institute of Technology, or TIT for short. It is a college, kind of like a city community college. These are the dorms. This was originally going to be the Dragon Hotel. Now it is just dorms, as you can see. And Messi actually came up with the name Dragon Hotel because it does kind of look like those like Chinese, like especially with these like little kind of facade decorations that I don't know if you can see very well. Kind of looks like those really long dragons that like China has, like, and like, I don't know, dance around the streets on Chinese New Year. There's really cool things kind of inspired this building. And this giant kind of addition or wing of the building isn't furnished yet, but there is a cool pool slash waterfall from the top, which, I don't know, it doesn't really have a purpose, but it looks cool, and that's all that matters to me. Next, what I want to show is, I guess, this building. One of the newer buildings, I was kind of experimenting with not starting with a cube or a square and just kind of building up into like a square building. A lot of my buildings are, for the most part, square. This was different, and I guess I'm alright with how it turned out. It does look a little awkward at times, but it's, I don't know, some parts of it look cool. I had to add all this iron to the sides because the sides of the building looked disgusting with just the stone, so I kind of had to clean it up. And still it looks a little awkward, but I think it's alright. This is one of the newer buildings, this giant center. I don't know what this is going to be, but pretty much there's only the outside. The floors haven't really been furnished, and there aren't any stairs or anything yet. So, just finished. Still looks pretty cool. Here's the time-lapse skyscraper, again, just finished. I didn't really put stairs in it yet, but I will. Here's the hospital, big-ass hospital. There's, this is like the main building of the hospital right here. Pretty cool. Again, not furnished. If I were to furnish all these buildings, this city would not be anywhere near as big as it is now, because it's very time consuming. So I just kind of built the floors, built the outside, and did stairs and stuff, but still no interior walls really yet. Here's the bridge that crosses over to the, I guess, children's ward. I didn't really know what this building was going to be, but it ended up looking really goofy and kind of, I don't know, childish. So I thought it would be a, I don't know, children's ward to the hospital. So, children's hospital, I guess. And you see there's rainbows and stuff, I don't know. Very childish. And then I put this fountain installation in front of it. So I guess all this makes up the hospital. Pretty big. I don't know what this building is. This building looks pretty awkward at times. I don't know how much I like it. I'm indifferent to it. I think it kind of sticks out a bit too much, but I really like the interior of it, so I haven't destroyed it yet. That is. And I'm probably never going to. This is a building that Republican me started, but he never got a chance to finish it, so I finished it for him. He started with this part right here, and I just kind of added the rest and made it into a weird kind of I don't know, building with a weird kind of clearance in between it. And a lot of these buildings overhang this road because, like I said, or I didn't say yet, I recorded this before, so I'll be thinking that I already said stuff when really it was the recording that I didn't use. But this is the edge of the map, and I hope that just made sense. Sorry if I'm rambling. And the buildings, like if they're in this plot alone, wouldn't be long enough, so I had to have them overhang the street, which is why you get overhang. Also, the Children's Hospital has it. This building has it. This building was really weird. It ended up being I don't think it was, it wasn't very equal, I guess, or symmetrical, but it ended up looking pretty cool. It kind of looks like a standard New York-y building. And I'm not going to really show the World Trade Center because I already did its very own kind of tour. But here's World Trade Center. There's 8 World Trade Center pointing at right now. 7 World Trade Center right here. This is Titan City Bank 1. This building right here. There are vaults in the basement of it. Someone actually thought this building was griefed, but what I did was, like, the reason why it's on these steps and it's kind of raised is because underneath here is a bunch of lava and like a bunch of little compartments made out of iron with like diamonds and stuff in it. So you can't really dig down to steal the diamonds because you'll just get burned up with lava, which is pretty cool. And I forgot the combination to the lock, so I guess I screwed myself, as in I can't get the diamonds without burning myself in lava, even though it is creative. This building I haven't really thought of anything to do with. It has a cool indoor pool though on the top right here, which is fun to hang out in, I guess. Let me just go in. Sorry if I'm flying around all crazy, not giving everything a good enough look. But there's the pool. Nothing too crazy. I can look in the window to see there's just empty floors and stuff. Yeah, like I said, some people call it the Hourglass building because it kind of looks like an hourglass, which I guess is true. This is the MI6 building, I call it, I think, or Secret Intelligence Services Headquarters, or SIS Headquarters. And I call it that because it kind of looks like a weird ominous, I don't know, office building headquarters place with like the barred windows and stuff. Even though on the top it has a cool little garden. This is the fire department headquarters area. Someone, FD New York, wanted me to build a fire department because before I built this, there was no fire department at all. He was like, you should build a fire department. I was like, all right. And I ended up building a 5-story fire department, which is more than enough, and he was happy. And this is the World Financial Center, which again doesn't really have much furnishing, but it does have, like, all these floors are accessible. It has ladders and stuff that you can climb up. One of the older buildings, it consists of 4 buildings, all connected by this ground lobby structure. It's actually 2 stories high. And in the back, it used to be a like garden, but now it's parking lots. and it's cool in the security kind of building. You can actually put these up, and it happens over there as well as right here. They're kind of like barriers, and then when you switch this, they go back down into the ground. I don't know. When I went to DC, I saw a lot of those. A lot of important looking buildings had these kind of barriers that can pop up. This building is one of the first. Like, I tried to do like the kind of generic modern look. Like one of the first buildings I tried with that. Turned out pretty cool. For the inspiration though, I looked at, instead of like modern Minecraft, I actually went to like an architectural firm website and looked at actual buildings and got some inspiration. I call it the Studio Ghibli. I think I spelled Ghibli wrong. I think there's an H in there somewhere. But anywho, built this. Thought it looked like an animation studio kind of place. It looked artsy, so I put Studio Ghibli. I made it their headquarters. This is the Koble Engineering Building. Again, an older building. And another movie reference. Koble Engineering is the company that made the sleep machines in Inception. Here is the Titan City sign, made out of ice, so I can't really light it well without melting it completely. This is like the Grand Central Station. It connects to the above ground rail, and you could come into this giant room, then go down the steps, and you're free to explore the city. The Titan City Defense Headquarters. So this is kind of like a police, more like specialized police, I guess, headquarters, unlike the Titan City PD headquarters, the egg building that I showed you not too long ago. Has a little ice skating rink. I know I was inspired by the Rockefeller Center, kind of ice skating rink. I was going to put a Christmas tree there, but there wasn't any room. So it's just your average ice skating rink in front of a defense building. I already showed you all this stuff. What's out? Oh, the Microsoft building. I don't know. I like the Microsoft logo, so I kind of decided to make this a Microsoft headquarters building. Here's the building we made in the Let's Build a Skyscraper series. And sorry if I'm kind of dragging this along. I'm tired. It is 3 in the morning. This is the first like super tall building I finished. Still haven't really given it a purpose. It's just kind of like an empty building. But it has trees on the top. Here is the Sandcastle Suites building. It is one of the tallest buildings on the map. It's pretty cool. Sandcastle Suites. Yep, I was right. There's a cool little entry place, and then it has a cool dance floor for when you want to dance, like so. Then you go up here when you're done dancing and you're sweaty from dancing and you want to cool off. You just walk up here into the pool / jacuzzi, where you can also dance in the water though. And yeah, that's pretty much it, except for the everyone has their own balcony, because all these have rooms, like all these are rooms, and they come with their own balcony, both on the sides and the front and back of the building. What else? Oh yeah, there is the salty spittoon from SpongeBob SquarePants. I got bored one day and I made the salty spittoon from that episode of SpongeBob where he tries to act tough. Then he walks inside and slips on ice cubes and gets covered in boo-boos. And I think that's pretty much it. I think I showed you everything. I'm just gonna do a fly around. You guys can just look at the city. Like here's the architectural firm. This building right here has cool little sky lobby things. A lot of my buildings have sky lobbies. Get a cool look of the, I don't know, financial district. This whole district's the financial district. Cool kind of reflection pool with the obelisk from 2001: Space Odyssey ominously looking, and I think I'm butchering that word, but just kind of like looking. I don't know, cool little installation. Then trees. The United, I haven't showed you the United Worlds building yet. This is the Ambassador Hotel. As you can see, it's somewhat furnished, actually. One of the only furnished buildings, has cake everywhere. The Ambassador Hotel is where ambassadors would stay at the United Worlds, and then they would go over here, cross the bridge into the United Worlds, I don't know, giant assembly room, and they would discuss things about their worlds. They would represent worlds. Some people actually came in and wrote signs on their seats saying which world they're representing. And I built this, and then everyone liked the idea and started building United Nations. And so now this kind of sounds like a rip-off of the United Nations. The United Worlds doesn't sound as cool and important, but oh well. That is pretty much it. I think that's everything. Yeah, I hope you liked this wonderful little tour of the city. I'll actually show you the map right here. This is the map. Where I'm going right now is actually where I'm going to build an airport. So expect an airport right in this giant barren area. So instead of covering the entire map in buildings, I kind of want to give myself a break and just make a bunch of landing strips. That shouldn't take too long. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's Fox Public Park. Here is the Hunger Games that never really got perfected. They're just kind of holes in the ground that vaguely resemble a Hunger Games. And then here's like the park area where you park, literally park. That was a terrible joke. And where people can hang out indoors before they go on a long hike. And there are hiking trails, as you can see, with little resting spots along the way. And I'll show you my house, or the house that I built for myself on this map. It's over here. Actually, screw it. I'm going to fly because I'm in creative mode and I'm lazy. Haha. It's on the little lake or pond. This is my little house. I built a giant city and I live in a little shack on the outskirts of the city because I like nature and it looks natural. It's pretty cool. I have a little farm where I make my own food. Although I never come here because it's creative and I don't really need to sleep anywhere. But yep, now it's pretty much officially done. I'm finished with this tour of Titan City. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, I'm really tired. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go to bed now. So I hope this was helpful to people who can't download the map at the moment or can't download it at all and was interested to see it. This has been Tower Fox Gaming. See ya.